a lot of people think, like, let's say we're playing cards right now, and I have 7 cards in my hand. And one of them is happy, mad, sad, or afraid, frustrated, anxious. And those are the cards I'm holding in my hands because those are the only cards I think I have. And what happens is we think we are the card. We think we are the happy, mads. I am happy, mad, sad, or afraid. Not it's a state of consciousness. And the person holding the cards, that's you. You're holding the cards. You aren't the card. You're holding the card. So in that frame, I get up every morning and I'm like, is this the card I want to play right now? Is this the anger card? Is that the one I want to play? Really? Is it the joy card? Is that the one I want to play? So you start seeing that these cards right here is states of consciousness that you get to choose which card you want to play. And it's kind of that simple. So, when your kids are just getting ready to tap on your last nerve and you think, I'm going to pull my hair out and you're making me crazy, or whatever it is that you're just, oh my God, I'm so frustrated with my boss. You think that somehow, so many of us think that if somebody else didn't do that, I wouldn't be happy, mad, sad, or afraid. If somebody else didn't push my trigger, push this and that trigger. And so what happens is you don't even see that you have these cards. You think somebody else is giving you a card. So you're like, hi, I'm going to piss you off today. Here's the card. I'm going to love you. Here's the card. That's how people operate. They think that somebody else deals them a card. You have all the cards in your hand. You get to choose which one you want to play. And that was a key thing for me, because in order to allow joy, you have to allow yourself to actually be able to move yourself from where you are in this lower state to your higher self. So everyone knows they have a lower state of consciousness and a higher state of consciousness. We have that dual kind of thing. And the question is, what cards do you want to play? And I have practiced playing those cards over and over again and letting me see what card I want to play. I don't care what card you're trying to throw at me. Don't care at all. If it's a love card, if it's an angry card, if it's a whatever card, I'm looking at what you're throwing on the table, and I am always going to ace you out of whatever you're doing, because I will match you with love. I will match you with joy, but I'm in charge of the cards I get to lay down.
I started to get a little worse. So I went back in the hospital. Again, it was starting to, we needed to change medicines. We needed to do this. I was doing cognitive behavior therapy. They were very big on that. From 2003 till about 2018, so almost 15 years, I was in the hospital at least 5 times, maybe 6. I had spent at least a year and a half plus in the day program, the outpatient day program. Right. I would come home and I would be a little bit better, but then nothing really was working. Right. I would get worse after, and this is recently, within the last year. I mean, I've apologized to my children. My children range in age from like 33 down to 13, that I didn't know what I was doing during those time periods. There's things that they tell me, that my wife tells me, my family tells me, that I have no recollection of. Very, very depressed, very, very anxious. But that was here at home. Right. That wasn't on the outside. Work was very prosperous. I did very well at work. I became certified in my job, which only a few thousand people in the country are certified in. So I had the capacity to function, but when I got home, it was shutdown time. I couldn't do anything.
Right. So would you say that the logical side of your brain that allowed you to perform your functions at work was operational and almost independent of the emotional side of you, and you had segmented the two to say, when I'm emotional, I'm on my own, I'm with people that I can trust, at home where I can let go, but when I'm at work, it's logic. Logic kicks in. I'm just me. I have acquaintances at work, but it's logical acquaintances. I don't have an emotional connection to this, and I operate perfectly fine as a logical being. And the rest of it, like, I don't see, if I saw a puppy, I'd go, that's a nice puppy, as opposed to, oh, isn't he cute? Because there's absolutely no emotional connection. Would you say that's sort of how you were operating?
Yeah, absolutely. But the emotional connection turned into the greatest acting job I've ever had. I've done theater for about the last 13 years or so here in Illinois. I love doing theater. I love, acting and all that kind of stuff. But I feel I had prepared for that my entire life, because I could be loving to my patients, to my coworkers, to anyone that I met on the street, but was so disassociated from those other feelings that they only came out subconsciously. They came out in anxiety, in worry. If it was going to have a severe storm on Wednesday, on Monday, I would start watching the television almost 24/7 for at least the period of time until the warning was over or the watch was over, because I obsessively would turn the channels, ABC, NBC, CBS, Weather Channel, local news, everybody continuously, unless I fell asleep for a little while, but I would do it all night, all day, just to make sure nothing was going to happen.